The New Jersey State Attorney General's office is investigating alleged misconduct by Paterson police officers. They're accused of assaulting a 19-year-old man without provocation. CBS 2's Alice Gaynor reports.
Osama El-Saidi posted this security video on Instagram 2 months after he says two undercover Paterson police officers beat him, causing a head injury. We're slowing it down so you can see what happens.
They came out of the car. One of them came up to me and said, "What'd you say?" I told him, I didn't say nothing. Then he just started punching me. And
it happened on December 14th around 12:30 a.m. in the area of 1245 Madison Avenue. El-Saidi says he was walking to his car to go to work as an Amazon delivery man. He says officers had been talking to someone else up the block.
that's when they came following me, asked me what I say.
Why do you think they stopped you like that?
But I don't know.
We don't know what happened before this video starts, and there's no audio on this video. But according to a copy of the police report his lawyer has, El-Saidi, then 19 years old, walked toward these officers screaming profanities and acting belligerent, causing a disturbance to the residents around the surrounding area. Officers ignored him, it says. After a few moments, the Mr. El-Saidi then got closer to these officers and proceeded to get in an aggressive fighting stance. He was arrested and charged with aggravated assault on a police officer, resisting arrest, and disorderly conduct.
They clearly made this up for some reason. We don't know why, but they were clearly the aggressors here. They followed my client in their vehicle. They pulled up to him.
The Council on American Islamic Relations, or CAIR New Jersey, held a virtual news conference with El-Saidi.
Not terminating them and prosecuting them would be an insult to the residents of Paterson.
I mean, I do want, for them to be held accountable, not for them to get away with it.
Hey everybody, John Van Dyke here for New Jersey Exposed. Today is Sunday, January 23rd, 2022. Time is 11:11 Jersey AM. Jersey time, that's right, Jersey time. All right, we got an update on a Paterson police officer. Some of you may remember the story a few months back where a young man was coming home in Paterson, New Jersey, and some protection officers pulled up and they jumped out and they proceeded to beat the crap out of him. So there's been an update. One, he's been fired, and two, he's got a law. He's in big trouble. So this is on the United States Attorney's Office, District of New Jersey, and it's the charges that have been brought up on him. There it is right there. Put the link in the description for you. And let's just read it real quick. This is released on January 18th, 2022. Paterson police officer indicted on civil rights violation and obstruction. A Paterson police officer was indicted today for physically assaulting a victim and then attempting to cover it up. Well, what a surprise. An officer trying to cover things up. U.S. Attorney Philip R. Sellinger announced Kevin Patino, 29 of Paterson, New Jersey, is charged by indictment with one count of conspiracy against rights by depriving a man of his constitutional right to be free from the use of unreasonable force by law enforcement officers, one count of deprivation of rights under color of law, and 2 counts of falsification of records in connection with that incident. In other words, he lied on the reports because he knew he was no freaking good. According to documents filed in this case, at approximately 12:30 a.m. on December 14, 2020, Bettino and a conspirator approached the victim, who was walking with his hands in his pockets in Paterson. Bettino grabbed the victim. When the victim attempted to separate himself, Bettino struck the victim in the face and body numerous times. During the altercation with victim, the conspirator picked the victim up and threw him to the ground and proceeded to dry hump him. Bettino then repeatedly struck the victim while he was on the ground. Bettino filed police reports which contain numerous false statements and omissions regarding the arrest of the victim. The violation of civil rights and conspiracy to violate civil rights charges each carries a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison, but we know they'll never see a day in jail. The false records count carries a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison, but we know he'll never spend a day in jail. The maximum fine for each of the charges is $250,000, which he'll never get fined. U.S. Attorney Selinger credited special agents of the FBI under the direction of Special Agents in Charge George M. Crouch Jr. of Newark, the New Jersey Attorney General's Office under the direction blah, 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 blah. The government is represented by Assistant U.S. Attorney Joseph Gribble. The charges and allegations are in the indictment are merely accusations, but we know it's all true because we saw the video. Okay, so in case some of you did forget, I'll include the video here, you watch it. Well, he jumped out and he wailed on this young man for no apparent reason. The guy's minding his business. You can't even mind your business in this country without some hero, you know, one of those well-trained professionals, always out risking our lives, protecting and serving the government. Now, I'm told that most officers get into this job so that they can protect us and help us. They want to help us, people. So keep in mind when you see the video that this officer and his friend both jumped out of the car to help this young man, because that's what they got in law enforcement. That's what I'm told. They get into this job to help the community. They want to do good. They want to protect us. So keep in mind when you're watching the video that that is that officer's idea of how it takes place. And finally, where are the good cops on this? I keep hearing about the bulk of the cops are all good, and but yet the bulk of the cops don't say nothing. In fact, none of the officers say anything. It's just another day at the office, right? Another stupid cop got caught, and another do-nothing good cop shakes his head and looks at it and says, well, it's not me, so carry on. I can't say nothing, because if I say anything, I'll have a problem at work. So, again, where's all the good cops? Where's the outrage from the heroes? Where's their video they put up? They put a video up and say, hey, this doesn't represent us. Of course not. Mum's the word. They don't want you to know what they're up to. Unfortunately, the cameras are exposing. Now, let me tell you something. That's how that officers got caught beating the crap out of that kid, because there was a surveillance camera up on a building that caught him and his friend jumping out of the car and wailing on this kid. And if it wasn't for that camera, this cop would still be running around violating people's rights and hurting people.
Check the mic and make sure it sounds right,
what can I say,
boys.
people? Law enforcement has a different idea than you and I have about how to help the community and do good and protect the community. Yes, it's definitely a different, they have a different view of it than you and I. I'm John Van Dyke for New Jersey Exposed. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Another hero going to court because he was acting like a thug. Till next time, people.